So today the information is only for educational purposes. I'm not going to read directly from this. You guys please read it. But really the reason is not to diagnose, treat, or prescribe, but to help give guidance to people so they can become the best person they can be. And I say this all the time, cure the causes really is what we do. We are trying to get to the cause of the issue. And that may mean we're angry some days, we're frustrated with each other, but we're going to get there together because everything in life has cycles. They're good and they're bad, but you just have to stick with it. And I say this all the time, you always have to level up. And I feel like the krill oil does help people level up. And we're going to talk about that today. So a lot of people that came to me about the krill oil had different advice on what they wanted to do, what they wanted to see, what they wanted to accomplish. For me, I was looking at what really makes the product unique. And from a perspective of a scientist, I was looking at what would be the best omega-3 fatty acids. And from my perspective, it was really about looking at the brain and the nervous system. I wanted to touch upon the heart and vascular system, the inflammatory regulation of the cells, and the cellular structure and communication. And I want to explain that. Because I consulted on part of the Human Genome Project, I wanted to make sure I hit certain parameters because not all omega-3s are the same, just like not all vitamin C is the same, right? And the problem that I've seen with some of the omega-3s that are out there is they're sourced from different places. They're not clean, they're not regulated. Testing doesn't happen for heavy metals and other things, and we do all of that. So if you say to me, well, how are you making sure you test it? Because we're getting the product, we're cleaning it, and then we are packaging it. I made a comment that this is one of the easiest products I worked with. However, from a manufacturing perspective, if you do all the testing and everything we do, it wasn't that easy. So another thing that Duquesne and Dylan and Tiger and Clayton and everyone are working on is making sure we communicate with you all of the certifications, everything that's a reality about the product, whether it's kosher, halal, non-GMO, vegan, or what it's about. And then we want to make sure that the omega-3 fatty acids that are within the krill oil are really targeting on a cellular level. So it's helping everything from the brain to the cardiovascular system to the GI. So you're really, I love when people talk about chakras, but from a scientific perspective, when I talk about chakras, I don't just talk about it from a spiritual perspective. I talk about it from the fact that your body has to connect, right? Everything in your body is connected. So if you are not hitting the brain and the nervous system or the heart and the vascular system, or the inflammation or the cellular structure and the neurotransmitters on communication, then the omega-3 is not doing what it needs to do. I also understand from the projects I've been involved in, there's a lot of omega-3s out there that actually are not pure. All of them are going to have some type of heavy metal. We've gone out of our way to clean up as much of that as possible. Any water, any fruit, anything you have, when you get the first certificate, it tells you how much is in there, but it doesn't tell you after you've cleaned it. And I think that's what's important. We show you guys the certifications we can show you. But what we don't show you, that's almost impossible to show you, is what happens after we clean it and test it, clean it and test it, clean it and test it. And that's because we have patents around it. So we don't need a third-party testing for our patents. However, in every country we go into, just like I have told you guys before, we do third-party testing. Now I'm going to talk about DHA versus EPA and what the difference is. DHA is a primary structure of the brain, right? And the retina in the nervous system. It really is important for cognitive health, for early brain development, for healthy age. DHA also, like someone asked me on the first call, does it impact your eyes and the retina? The answer is yes. In fact, omega-3s, because of how they're structured to impact DHA and EPA, they are good for autoimmune disorders. So people that have macular degeneration or macular degeneration, sorry guys, people that have different types of rheumatoid arthritis, people that have different things of cognitive functioning, cellular health, this will really, really help them because it has such a high level. And then EPA is known for its role in supporting heart health, right? And inflammation. It helps maintain the environment and reduces risk factors, guys, for chronic diseases. It's really important because when I talked to you guys first about this on the RPS call, and I know not everyone was on it, but I talked about the EPA as well as the DHA because both are really important in playing a role to maintain healthy blood vessel circulation, as well as to promote long-term cognitive health and functioning. If you ask me how important those two qualities are, they're important to everything you do. Next slide, Tiger. So from my perspective, this particular product hitting upon those areas is so essential to your overall health and everything you guys are doing. So KO3 is not just a science-driven dietary supplement like you can see at the front of this. We actually source a pure Antarctica krill. I'm going to stop right there and say this to you all. We sourced a pure Antarctica krill. If you look at the statement from where we sourced it, there's no GMOs. It's kosher. It's halal. There's no, it's vegan, but it's a fish. So it's not considered, it's not a meat, right? There's no bovine. Now the outside structure, you guys asked me on a call, and here's what we have. We have a structure where we had a bovine source, but it was cleaned. Everything inside of the structure is vegan, or I wouldn't say vegan. It doesn't have any meat, right? It doesn't have any chicken. It never did. But what people don't understand is through the processes we use, we are cleaning it. And I'm going to say that again. I don't know how many times to say this. It's like the give me back my youth. When we get the product that we source, we get a statement. So for example, when we got the krill oil, the statement was, we don't have any of this in it. There's nothing, there's no meat products, there's no chicken, there's nothing like that. You're taking it from the ocean, right? However, the gelatin that we were sourcing, there is a component that was bovine that we cleaned out through the process. The next phase of the krill oil will be an additional phase. We may keep two different krill oils, just like we may next year have two different clean slates. If you ask me what is the reason for that, my answer honestly to you is there's not really a reason. Only 0.01% of people have an issue where there would be an allergy. And those same people would have an allergy, or different people with the same percentage would have an allergy to fish, right? But we try to make it possible as much as we can to accommodate everyone. That being said, if people don't want to use our krill oil or our products, I say this all the time, we understand if you want to go to another company. I don't know another company that takes this kind of time or takes this kind of method or has the patents that do this. One of the reasons this company received the patent and manufacturing awards from Stevia and the business awards from Inc. and IAOTP is because of the manufacturing processes and the patents we have. You guys always ask me to answer it. I answer it. My answer is I don't like to be arrogant, but there's not another product like this. Tiger, are you on this call?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so at the end of this call, if they have additional questions that we have answered, after I get off, I'm going to let you answer those.
Okay.
But you heard, and I know you and Tiana and I have always talked about this, but I want to make sure you heard the comments that I just made so we can make sure that we communicate those appropriately, because I think one of the problems is people are WebMDing stuff or looking stuff up and they don't understand. So guys, in order to combine the patents, the trade secrets, and the sourcing and the testing, again, no one has what we have. They're not doing any of this. They're just buying krill oil, and that's the end of it. So I don't need to compete with someone else. You guys don't need to compete. If they choose another product, I'd ask for the patents, and I'd also ask for the manufacturing certifications and all the certifications they have. We are going to post and we're going to keep posting the certifications we're allowed to show. If you ask me why we can't show everything, some things because of the FDA, the Department of Defense, and the other work I do and that we do as a company, we can't go any further, but we will try our best to give you guys as much information as possible. I do want to read this, and Tiger, I want to make sure you keep bringing this up to people. Root CO3 is an ideal source of omega-3 and astaxanthin, offering a wide range of health benefits. It supports cardiovascular brain health. It maintains health and skin integrity and supports joint functions. Those are the claims. Additionally, it aids in athletic performance and recovery, supports health, and helps reduce oxidative stress in cells. I'm reading this for a reason. If there's any other claims that you think we need to add to this after this presentation or that you know of, and no, krill is not an animal. Well, it's a fish. So it comes from oil, right? It comes from the sea. When you have a vegan, for example, vegans are just plants, right? Just plant-based. This is an oil. And this oil, again, comes from the sea. So let me explain that in a little bit different way. I'm not going to spend too much time because it'll make me angry. When you get something out of the sea, and Tiger, Duquesne, and Dylan, and Clayton, I want everyone to hear this. It's hard to say it doesn't have any seawater or it's not attached to the sea, because the problem is it's coming out of the sea. It's kind of like bovine. People don't understand, even if you clean it, its source was still at one point from an animal. You can clean all of the animal things out of it, but that's still where your source is. So one of my expertise as a scientist is cleaning things out like that so people don't have allergies to it. And again, if your comment is, well, I can't take that, then I understand you can take something else. Let's go to the next slide. And I mean that in a really nice way, because it's your body. You guys need to take care of your bodies. You need to do what you need to do. This is the best krill oil. This is the best omega-3 I've ever seen. So in my opinion, if people don't want to take it, they should choose something else. Somebody sent me a text about a krill oil that costs like $15. And I said, then please take it, because there's no way, I can tell you guys, there's no way that it comes from a source like ours. CO3, by the way, again, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to get too much into it because I don't want to, I'm not going to make everyone happy. So I'm going to do the best I can do.
KO3.
Sorry, KO3 is derived from pristine Antarctic krill, and it's known for its purity. There's different types of krill and omega-3. This is where we sourced ours because we knew how important it was, and we didn't want contaminants. And in traditional fish oils and omega-3s, they have a lot of contaminants. You may ask me, why am I trying to source the best Antarctica krill oil available if we're cleaning it? The answer to that is, I still want the best. I still want the top product going into me, to my children, and to the people on this call. It binds to phospholipids for superior absorption. So I always talk about bioavailability and safety and efficacy, and this is hitting all these different areas so you guys can really play upon it. It contains natural astaxanthin, and Clayton and Duquesne and Dylan probably know I can't say that really well, but it's really one of the most powerful, sorry guys, antioxidants that really protect the cell. So one of the things I told Tiger and Ty when we were working on this deck is we really needed to talk about that, as well as how do we fit this product into our other protocols. So Tiger, if I have to get off the call today, make sure we talk about a few protocols so we can make sure that everyone understands how we will be now putting this into different protocols because of how important it is. For example, guys, I just had heart issues during a surgery because I lost 3 liters of blood. It takes 2 months typically to regain that blood. During that process, you're out of energy, your GI isn't doing well, your heart isn't functioning well, you run out of breath. But if you give my body things like Relive Greens and Clean Slate and Restore and zero in, and I take the immune defense shield and the peptides and sculpt. And now this, it's really important because this CO3 will protect my heart and protect my stomach. So people that have POTS disease, people that have any issues with their eyes or hearts or their cognitive functioning, autoimmune disorders, this is a product that really can help enhance bioavailability of the other products they're taking. And I want to say that again, it enhances bioavailability, not just of this product, but of the other products they're taking, kind of like clean slate, so that your joints, your skin, your overall cellular health is really working more effectively. Next slide. So what is the benefits? And I know I keep talking about it. I'm getting off point with the slides. But again, every autoimmune disorder, all cancer, all GI issues, all cognitive functioning has to do with maintaining the cellular health as well as lowering inflammation. I want you guys to start thinking of inflammation as a war. No one feels good about the wars that are happening in Russia or Ukraine or Israel, in any of these countries. No one wants to think about it or talk about it. But here's the thing. Instead of worrying about the war there, because we can't do a lot about it, and I try to do as much as I can, and so does Clayton. We try to support projects. We try to support peace. We step into government and corporate situations, and we try to talk about we need peace and we need everyone to be on the same page. But we can't stop a war. In your body, autoimmune disorders, cardiovascular issues, brain issues, any issues have inflammation. So your goal has to be to lower inflammation in the body. And that's one of the biggest things this product does, which is so, so important to every disease state and every autoimmune disorder. Next slide. So I talked a little bit about this, and I see the questions you guys have. I just can't get off topic. Tiger, go back to the next one, please. The last one.
Me and China are trying to answer the questions in the chat for you, the ones that
Okay, great. Thank you,
Yes, ma'am.
Tiger, because I can't get to all.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
can't get to all of them. So if you look at this, the key ingredients are the oil and the phospholipids, excuse me, as well as the other key ingredients I went on before about the astaxanthin, and I can't say it right, Tiger, sorry. I know everyone's going to criticize me, but I can't.
I can't say it either.
I know. Well, anyone that doesn't know this, I have a speech impediment, so it's really hard for me to say big words. I know all the words from a science perspective, of course, but it's harder to say them. It's a word that really means it's protecting the body, guys, lowering inflammation, and really helping all the areas of the brain against and the body. It goes back to cellular health. So I had someone, and I know Tiger and Tyon, they have too. What is Neptune Krill Oil? Why is it so important? I think the reason it's so important is the level of EPA and DHA, and Tiger can put that in here. And Tiger, if you want to go ahead and send them the answers to the questions while we're doing this, you can as well.
Okay, yeah.
I think what people don't understand is this particular oil has a superior absorption rate. It also really protects the entire body because it's targeting the cardiovascular, cognitive, and cellular health. The phospholipids enhance delivery and absorption of the omega-3. It's much different than other oil. But again, the patents and the manufacturing and the cleaning process and the third-party testing in every country are considerably different than any other brand. Next slide. So phospholipids are so important because if you look at the bioavailability of nutrients, if you look at how you support cellular hydration and flexibility, and how you deliver EPA and DHA, it's a key for all the organs and tissues in your body. And I want to say that again. It's the key to making the organs and tissues in your body working more effectively. So if you guys say to me, well, we have all these products, what my comment back to you is, well, this makes the products work more effectively, right? Because that's so very important. To be able to enhance deliverables is extremely important. in the whole process of the body working effectively. And this particular product is really helping not just the heart tissue, not just the brain, not just the nerves, but everything. So let me say it one more time. This product is helping the brain, the nerves of the body, and the heart issues. Who has issues with their nerves, like anxiety, depression, being uptight? I do. Who has issues with their heart? I do. Who has issues with their brain? I have to produce as quickly as possible. And when I lost that much blood and that much iron, it left me without oxygen going to the different areas of my brain. So as much in my body. So as much as I want to recover quickly, it's going to take time. However, with the root products, it's a faster recovery. I don't think it's going to take 2 months because every day I'm doing better and better. Let's not talk about me though. Let's talk about you. If you have a heart issue, if you have a brain issue, if you have a cognitive functioning issue, then you need to make sure you're addressing this. Dylan and Duquesne, I know I'm running over, so I'm going to go really quick.
You're okay.
Astaxanthin is naturally occurring. Again, it's known to be really heart and health protective. One of the things that I love about the krill oil is you can tell it's different because it has a red color. It's one of the most potent antioxidants available. It supports skin health, eye health, and muscle recovery. The krill oil inside, again, does not have any meat, any chicken, anything that has to do with any animal inside of it. The covering's a little bit different, and I'm working at altering that as well. But I think we will keep both types regardless, because I do believe that bovine, if you can clean it, and we can, it's an actually stronger delivery mechanism. But I don't want to lose kosher and halal because of the audience and the customers we all have. So I'm working really hard to make sure that we can fit every particular metrics we can. Guys, I want you to think about this from our perspective as a company. We can't make everyone happy. We need to make sure we're providing information for everyone so they have the keys to make the right decision for their body. This product is designed to use as a foundational support daily. It complements other health issues, and it also helps with longevity, vitality, and with performance. Let me say that. And Dylan, when I get off, if you want to talk about that, that would be great. People do not understand the importance of this particular product, even in reversal of aging or anti-aging, and you guys know I have patents on that. Even in the stuff that Dylan's doing with performance and working out, it's very, very important because it hits all of those metrics. Next slide. So for the gut and GI, it's so interesting, you guys, because you guys will WhatsApp me or text me and ask me questions about heart health or cognitive functioning or gut and GI. And I just left my parents this morning, and my mom talked to me at breakfast about how many issues our family has with cancer, with the Alzheimer's, with cardiovascular disease, with Crohn's, with colitis, with arthritis, etc. If you ask me why, part of it's genetic, but part of it is because of where I grew up. Most of you are in the same situation. None of us have a perfect body. So to use these products, I'm giving my body the tools it needs to live longer, to be stronger. And this is how I feel. For me to give myself these tools, it's like a gift, because I want my microbiome to balance. I want my oxidative stress to be low. I want my stomach and my GI and my gut to be strong. I don't want inflammation. I have to take care of my body, or none of these things will take care of it on its own. And people ask me, do you think how many times in your life have you thought you were going to die? Not many, but there's been probably 4 or 5 times that I could have died and I didn't. And my answer is, every time, all it's made me do is double down on I'm important because I have a purpose and I have a lot to do. And I want you guys to think that too. I want every one of you on this phone call and on every day to think, I'm so important, I have to take care of myself. And then I need you guys to really communicate this to other people. Next slide. So when I By the way, I'm not telling you guys not to WhatsApp me or text me, because I love you guys doing it, because I relate to you all. Like when you talk to me about reducing plaque formation in my heart, or blood pressure regulation, or the arteries, or the mitochondria, guys, I want you to hear me. This particular product is supporting that. Anyone with high cholesterol, hypertension, with a family history of heart disease, or eye disease, or autoimmune disorders, or arterial health, or heart, in any of this, you guys need to know this is a product for you guys that will really help the body go into rhythm and work more effectively. Next slide. So cognitive functioning, one of the most important things to me, you guys may or may not have recognized this, but when I got back from the hospital, I had a week. They wanted 2 weeks of bed rest. I did about a week, but I still worked every day as the company. They would tell you.
You did 2 days.
Yeah, I did 2 days. But but here's what I'm going to tell you guys. I couldn't think. My brain would not process things appropriately. And I told Clayton, I don't know if I can handle not I don't know if I can handle not being able to think straight, because I'm so used to producing from a brain cognitive functioning perspective. Every single day I've gotten better, and I credit these products to that, because to increase DHA and EPA is helping the body respond. So think about this. When you lose blood, or you have a clotting disorder, or you have a heart issue or a brain issue, your body really is not getting the fatty acids it needs. It's not getting the support. And so for me, it's so important that everyone understands how this one product can really be I love how you say that, Deb, the food that really feeds this body so it's working more effectively. Next slide. So neurodegenerative, I want to say this again. In fact, I have some people I need to talk to in my home right now about this. People that have eye or brain issues, this is something that's neuroprotective. And what that means is it protects the brain, it protects the heart, it protects the GI. It's protecting everything by lowering the pro-inflammatory cytokines. So your TNF-A, your TNF-B, all of that stuff is being supported. At the same time, the membranes of the body are working. I don't have this on this slide, but the vascular system, the endocrine system, everything starts working more effectively. And then the antioxidant defense steps in, and it's one of the most powerful antioxidant defenses you have. Let me explain that. An antioxidant defense is something that protects you from outside environmental factors, raises the body's immune system. The immune system's on alert and it works more effectively. And that's why this product was so important for us to get out before the new year so people would have it. Next slide. Here's your references. The questions you guys sent, if you guys are on RPS, thank you, because you guys got to order. If you aren't, look at that, because we are going to start rolling out more and more products in RPS that we test first. And then you guys will be the people that come back to us and say, this is what we want differently, or can you guys do this differently? I want you guys to know I always want to make everyone happy. I know I don't, but I want to make your bodies happy. More than making you happy, I want every person that I've met, all of you that are on this journey with me and with us and with the team, it's our journey. It's not my journey. So I want us all making our bodies the best we can be. I'm going to hand it over to you, Clay. Clay may talk from a medical marketing perspective, or Dylan or Duquesne. But I just want you guys to know how thankful I am for everything you do. And I will see you guys next week on another Root You.
You look amazing, my love.
Thank you.
Is it my turn?
It is indeed.
Well, Christina looks outstanding too. I mean, it's amazing what happens when you use a bunch of krill oil with your mustache. Ladies, don't worry about this, but you'll see that Dylan has a completely, yes, look at that color. It's amazing. So we hit on a bunch of the science. Here's some of the tools that you can take with you when it comes to understanding krill, because when people talk omega-3s, the number 3 most consumed supplement is omega-3s. Number 1 is multivitamins, right? So that's pretty much standard across the board. Number 2 is vitamin D. We got that one covered. Number 3 is omega-3s. So if most people are accustomed to taking fish oils, and we know that fish oils aren't the quality, then what's the difference between an elite source of krill oil versus the fish oil that you're taking currently? And here's the data. Because of the phospholipid content that exists within krill oil, the absorption and delivery of EPA and DHA, of those omega-3s, is about 1.5 to 2 times more efficient with krill oil than with fish oils or with other alternatives. Clinical studies show a 60% improvement in absorption between taking 1,000 milligrams of krill oil and 1,000 milligrams of omega-3 fish oil. So what you have is something that is cleaner, more bioavailable, more efficacious, and delivers more effectively than the alternatives that people are taking currently. And the pricing is priced in accordance with being competitive in the rest of the market. So it's best in class, delivers more effectively than any other alternatives that people are taking. It has massive amounts of astaxanthin, which is also very, very good on its own. And it can make you money by sharing with your friends, which obviously makes it the best. That's all I've got. I don't know what to tell you.
Do you want to do like 5 minutes for any science
Should we?
questions?
Oh, should
And-
we?
I was gonna ask,
Yeah.
Tiger, you're still on here, right? So if anyone has any science questions that don't relate to medical questions, we can ask Tiger and she can answer those.
I
And
also posted the questions from the RPS call. So if you guys had questions from the RPS call, Tiana put that document in the chat.
And what we can do is if you have medical questions, we will answer them incorrectly just to make sure that we're not making medical claims. Maybe not.
What he really means is that if you ask any medical questions, you know what our answer is going to be, because anytime we are on a live Zoom, we always say the same thing. I will say, because I've seen this question in the chat a lot, I've seen a lot of questions about if you are taking other medication or you are already on other things. We do have warnings on all of our product labels, so always read those first. And we cannot tell you what to do if you are taking other medications. It truly varies person by person, and we're not going to say anything that differs from that. So if you do have science questions, keep them away from medical advice, because like Dylan said, and Tiger always says as well, we're not going to answer those. So maybe 2 or 3 questions. And then last thing, if you are interested on how to market this or sell this, you should join the ambassador calls, because that's where you get all the material on that. So if you missed the ambassador call, maybe join next week and we'll reshare it there. But that is the only place we are sharing that for now.
I was there, Duquesne.
You were, which is why your mustache is stronger.
It is indeed.
Running on diesel and krill oil.
Christy has first question.
Oh, Christy's got her hand up. Always.
Always.
And yes, you can use it if you have an iodine issue. Because
And
you
that's
actually
what I was
don't
going to
have-
ask.
You
Because
don't
that's
have an iodine issue. You actually have a toxicity issue that you're not metabolizing things, which leads into the question of people having disease questions. You don't have a disease. You don't have a disorder. You actually don't have a syndrome. Now, if you're medicated for those things and you start to do things that are healthy, a healthy body does not have health problems. Think about that. You might need to consult with someone that's giving you medication so you can decrease them as you become healthier. That's the correct answer to this. But yeah, iodine, not a problem. What do you, and there was someone that just asked the question of what do you find in KO3? It's pure krill oil. So what you're basically getting is a pure source of EPA, DHA, astaxanthin with a bunch of phospholipids. That's what you're getting. Really, really straightforward. The purest, most bioavailable, most absorbable. Very important. Not just bioavailable from nature's best and cleanest source, but also more bioavailable. Your body is able to use this better than any fish oil or olive oil on the market. So all of the companies that are trying to sell like fish oil with olive oil, this is 2 to 3 times better and less expensive. You could make a business just on that. Anyone else? Bueller?
Christy, do you have another question?
No, because I use KO3, my brain functioning is so adept. I knew what she's going to ask before she spoke. I also knew that Verena was going to raise her hand next.
Hi, Clayton. Well, if I have the opportunity, how about choline or choline, which is typically included in krill oil? You didn't mention it.
There's probably trace amounts of it, but the primary constituency is the EPA and DHA.
Yeah, so it's naturally in krill, but the amount it varies.
Okay.
It's a
But it's
naturally
still
occurring
beneficial,
in
isn't it? Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Claire, you got a question?
No, Claire just wanted to raise her hand.
You should be able to mute Claire. There you go.
Okay. My question is, did Dr. Christina take extra krill oil due to the injury and the blood loss?
She's
And
starting.
And how much can you take in a day that's above and beyond the RDA?
What we have recommended on the label for 2 gel caps, which is 1,000 megs a day, is highly effective. If you wanted extra support, double it, but you really don't need to go that much higher.
We can't tell anyone to go past the recommended dosing on the labels, but we can say, like myself, I'm sure Clay does this too, I take an extra pill per day because I'm more active and larger too. So, but we can't let you know, like, hey, like same thing as zero in, don't go over 4, but I've gone to 5 or 6 before.
I take way more. Give me back my youth than most people do. 3.
Yeah, but
like it.
that's why you're your age and look younger and are more functional than most.
Well, there's that too.
Because you choose to be better. Because, guys, as Christina was hitting on, for people that want to argue any component of what we have, greatness is not for everyone. I'm sorry. Just might not be for you. It might not be for them, and that's okay. Let me see here. Can we have the references, please?
Hi.
There you
Okay, it's got their hand raised. And Nina?
You told the difference between fish oil and krill oil, but what is the difference? But what is the difference between krill oil from other companies and KO3?
The big part with KO3 is the specific source that it's sourced, the Neptune Krill Oil, where it's sourced in Antarctica, and how they're sourcing it, which is their crucial component. Which is why if you look at a lot of krill oil, they will look a little different. This is a lot darker. I've taken a lot of krill oil in the past. The gels are a lot darker in color because of the quality. So, and you can,
Clay, can I mention something too?
yes, you can.
We haven't gotten the best way to do this because we're still talking to the third-party tester, which I'm sure Tyanna's right next to Tiger, could talk about this. But most other companies can't show that we have no mercury in our krill. A big issue with cod liver oil, fish livers, any kind of omega-3s that you'll see on the market, they usually don't clean out the ingredients like we do. So if you really want to know the difference, it's the fact that Dr. Rahm and with what Tyanna does on the manufacturing side, we clean our krill oil to be one of the cleanest I've ever seen. We just need to be able to promote that as well. Jennifer, if you want to ask your question too. You can do it all.
My question would be, I know that you said 2 capsules a day. If you are, I mean, could like the husband and I just split 1 bottle for right now and just do 1 capsule per month? Would that be beneficial, taking some, then not none?
Yes.
Okay. And then is it okay for Zeely, our dog?
Yes.
And then with what I heard someone say, because of the red, and she's a white dog, probably how would you recommend putting that
Put it
dog?
on her food. You can put just the soft gel itself on her food. She'll eat it.
Okay, perfect.
But the
Now-
cool part with a white dog and the color of KO3 is it might look like she's eaten some other animals and she's got blood on her mouth, which she would love.
We don't want that. I mean, we already have, like, from the anagreens and the longer, the anagreens and the red, longer lives. So we
She'll just look like a Christmas tree. It's perfect.
I know, you are right. Thanks, guys. And
No
thanks.
problem. And Jennifer, for a supplement standpoint, I just want to point out, anytime you can improve your lifestyle, which means you might not be taking the full amount of the serving sizes, but anytime you can increase like what you're putting into your body that's beneficial, it's going to be better anyway.
Well, I thought some would be better than none. So I
100%.
thank you for confirming my thought process. I appreciate y'all.
Of course.
Got the references. I think we did it.
Marina, do you have one more question? Sorry.
Mark had a very interesting question about frequencies, which I think would be great to answer. And I had a question about the capsules. Is it because the manufacturing process is different that capsules are still kind of high quality? This is an argument used often by competitors. Or is it because of the krill oil not being compromised by being put in a capsule?
We put oils.
Or is it because you use different temperatures than others?
No, oils have to be in a gel cap, especially like krill and fish oils, because once you open a container, fish oils, because of their sensitivity, are usually rancid by the time that they're in the market anyway. So it's a matter of freshness and delivery. But if you have a bottle that is just oil of, say, omega-3s or fish oils, and people probably had these experiences by buying omega-3 fish oils and opening it once or twice and then sticking it in the fridge and then forgetting about it for a little bit. Once you open the container the first time, it starts to oxidize. So having the gel cap allows for, freshness and stability and correct dosage of each dose you're taking. It's the best way to do it. And here's the thing: if you're sensitive about bovine collagen and the gelatin that's used to make it, bite the capsule, suck out all of the krill oil, and throw the gel away. I do it. I mean, it tastes good. It doesn't taste like fish oil. And if you don't want to swallow the gelatin, don't. But the gelatin's actually good for you. So how about that? You get a bonus. We don't charge you for the gelatin.
Okay. Tiger, thank you for the slides. Clay, to be respectful for your time and your wife's time, I think we should be good. There are no more questions. So thank you everyone for joining. I'm going to end the call now.
Enjoy. See you
See ya.
soon. Roland, we miss you.